It's a cold and rainy day here in Chattahoochee Valley, but that's all right because I'm about to get served up a warm serving of Southern hospitality here at the 14th Street Grill in Phenix City, Alabama. So let's step inside. I think our order's up.
Join us each week with Minstrels on the Block, hosted by Brian Mallard. Each week we feature local artists here in the Valley area, keeping you up to date to what's going on in the local music scene. Watch Minstrels on the Block Thursday nights at 10 p.m. on EATV Channel 7.
Welcome to another episode of Order Up. I'm Phil Vongsavang, and today we are in the historic and iconic 14th Street Grill in Phenix City, Alabama, and with me are owners Martha and Grady Gothard. Thank you guys for being on the show today.
Thank you for coming.
Now, Martha, I know that the 14th Street Grill has been around for a long time. Could you give us a little history on it?
It opened up in 1941. Miss Franklin was the original owner, and then from there, Miss Anna Mae Johnson bought it.
Wow, so since the 1940s, and you said Miss Franklin and then Miss Anna Mae, and then you guys took over when?
January 1970.
January, so from the very beginning of that, that's over 40 years that you guys have been serving the Phenix City and the Valley area, taking care of their lunches. I imagine you guys must have a lot of regulars, a lot of patrons who've been here coming in for years, right?
Yes, we have. That's what's kept the doors open.
Now, what are some of your biggest sellers here?
Our hot dogs and scrambled dogs is our biggest seller.
That's iconic, you know. It started that way, so we haven't changed the recipe. You know, we carried the recipe through 3 owners, and being the third owners, Martha being the third owner, we've just kept everything as close to the original recipe as the beginning in the 1940s. So we definitely want to thank our patrons and their families, and generation after generation of kids coming in from people that's even patrons that have passed on. Now their kids are coming in with their kids.
Sure. And I got a chance to meet some of them the other day. Real friendly folks. Now, I'm not originally from this area, but I know the scrambled dog is something that is wholly a Chattahoochee Valley, a Phenix City, Columbus thing. Tell me a little bit about that. Love for the folks at home to hear that.
Well, you know, it's they've been around for a long time,
They have been.
and I couldn't really, you know, a lot of people say, well, I started the scrambled dog, you know, these people started scrambled dog. We probably don't really know who really originally could pinpoint who did it, who started it, but it is a favorite icon for the valley, and it's been here for 70-something years, so I'm pretty sure nobody could really put a thumb on it who started them, but they are just good, so everybody is doing their own versions of scrambled dogs. So
And what is your version?
our version is broke up hot dog buns with oyster crackers, and we add our weenie tips, mustard, onion, and we cover it with chili, homemade 100% each. And then we top it with a homemade slaw. So, and then add pickles on top of that.
And I think, yeah, and the scrambled dog is one of those things where when you hear it, you go, how does this all work together? But when you put a bite in your mouth, wow, you're just floored by this. Now, Miss Martha, you were saying, just before we started this, you were saying that family is very important, that the 14th Street Grill has really helped your family through the years, and it's from generation to generation. Give us a little background with that. You started in the 70s, and since then you've had, I'm sure you've got some family members who are here.
My daughter has worked for me, and then my grandson, my granddaughter, and my granddaughter's still with me. She's my number one helper. She's my little cook.
Okay, and I think we get to meet her during the next segment, right?
Yes, you did.
And there isn't too many in the family that hasn't spent time here, being raised up in the 14th Street Grill when they were babies, her kids and then the grandkids, and they've all had a part. Pretty much all the families had a part working here and helping us out with the business. So we're appreciative of the family that got the chance to work here and be a part of it, and our customers always ask about them, and since they've grown up, moved off, and we have customers missing a lot of our family members that have worked here too, so it's pretty awesome. And now we got great grandbabies coming in and helping out, doing special things, and we try to support them in their activities and charities in their schools and stuff too. So we're blessed. God's blessed us, and we want to definitely mention God in that. So we thank Him very much.
Yeah, and that's good. That's great to hear. And I think being in the restaurant business, you guys really get to tap into your clients. You know, food is something that is, I think, makes a culture, and you see that on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
And the importance of family and God, and I think it really shows. It shines, and I'm glad that we were able to find this location and film today. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we'll be in the kitchen with one of their grandbabies, and she's going to show us how they whip up a scrambled dog.
Favorite thing about Phenix City is the citizens. This is a great hometown, and it wouldn't be as great as it is if the people in Phenix City weren't as good of people as they are. It could have something to do with the fact that we're in the Bible Belt, or just that we've all been raised by great families, but this is a great place to live, and I love it.
Join us each week with Minstrels on the Block, hosted by Brian Mallard. Each week we feature local artists here in the Valley area, keeping you up to date to what's going on in the local music scene. Watch Minstrels on the Block Thursday nights at 10 p.m. on EATV Channel 7. Watch Focused on East Alabama Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. on EATV Channel 7.
Hello, I'm Brian Mallard, inviting you to join us for Block Party, Saturday nights at 10.
Hello, this is Riley Yielding of Yielding Guitars, www.yieldingguitars.com or 706-888-8290 for repairs and handmade instruments.
All right, we're back with Order Up, and we're in the kitchen of 14th Street Grill in Phenix City, Alabama, and with me is Mr. Grady, and he's preparing a batch of homemade stew. So, Mr. Grady, what exactly is going into this batch?
A lot of love. we start out with our stew meat and carrots and onions and celery, and we pre-cook our meat so it tenderizes it, and then we add it into the pot, and then we add some more onions and seasonings with potatoes and tomatoes and our special ingredients that I'm not going to talk too much about. But it is delicious. We sell a pot of this probably a week at a time. And we also serve it plain like this, and we also serve it as on the menu as half and half. And this would be a bowl full of stew, and then we take a spoonful of chili and put in with it. And we serve it with oyster crackers, and I'm talking in the wintertime, it just flies out of here. You know, when it's cold outside, or if somebody's got a sneeze, sniffle, you know, they come in, they call it their cure-all, you know. Say, give me a cup of your cure-all, you know. So it's good for the healthy wise. There's no preservatives in our stuff. The homemade chili is cooked fresh every day. It's 100% ground beef that we get from Terry's Grocery out in Smith Station, and his meat department is just awesome with giving us what we need to put together here at the grill.
Sure. And I'll tell you what, folks, that stew smells fantastic. I'm definitely going to have to try that half and half before we leave.
And it'll be ready.
Perfect. Now we're going to come over here with granddaughter Kendra, and she's going to show us how they whip up a hot dog and scrambled dog here. Kendra, thank you very much for doing this for us today.
Thank you for being here.
All right,
now watch out when I open this, it's going to steam out, okay? And it has been known to fog up your glasses. So okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to start with our tray. I'm going to start off making a scrambled dog first, okay? We try to do everything inside the scrambled dog completely bite-sized. So you don't have to chop anything up. It's not going to get too messy. I'm going to keep it nice and neat.
Okay.
Start off with our bun. We're going to do one. Like I said, bite-sized. Everything's got to be neat. Alright, over here. Let that cool off for a minute. Our oyster crackers. We put everything inside. We wrap it up like a pretty present. Put a little dollop of mustard in there. Helping a weenie. We pre-cut this to try to take up some time, to save us some time, because when we get busy in the middle of lunch, we do not have time to chop up some weenies. I'm going to stir up my chili first. And that's the chili that we were talking about earlier. Look how good that looks. Wonderful. Okay, some people don't like onions. Me, I love them. So we got to throw some onions on top. Now we're going to wrap it all up nice and pretty. I have a certain way to do it. Not everybody does it this way. The trick is to hide everything underneath that chili. And you'd be surprised at how it soaks up into that cracker and that bun. It's delicious. Put all this back in there, keep it nice and warm. Now we're going to top it with our slaw. The slaw is homemade, completely fresh. It's not a mayonnaise-based slaw, it's a vinegar-based slaw. It's not the same without it. If you have not had the slaw, you've got to try it with the chili. We're going to top it with 3 pretty pickles. And on our tray, it's over here to a fork. Ta-da! I cleaned it up a little bit along the sides, but looks nice. There's our scrambled dog.
That looks delicious. And so what do we got next?
Now I'm going to just try a half a weenie hot dog.
Okay.
This is what got us our popularity, so to speak. Did they tell you why we started half a weenie hot dogs? No. They didn't. Well, back during the Depression, there was a meat shortage. And in order to make the whole weenies last longer, they split them in half. That way they would last a whole lot longer. So we want to get one out of the hot. And you get all the same toppings on it, but you know, in the Depression, this made it last longer, so it was just more economical. A good spoon of chili on there. And then all the way here is chili, mustard, onions, and a good dollop of slaw. Ta-da! There's our scrambled dog all the way and our half weenie hot dog all the way.
Ooh, man, I can't wait to try those out. Well, Kendra, thank you very much. And we're going to take another short break, and when we come back, we'll be back out in the dining area with Miss Martha and Mr. Grady.
Hello, this is Riley Yielding of Yielding Guitars, www.yieldingguitars.com or 706-888-8290 for repairs and handmade instruments.
Hello, my name is Stephen Gregg and I'm the pastor of Trinity United Methodist Church. I'd love for you to tune in to a daily broadcast called Pastor's Pulse Point. It's a devotional moment that lasts about 10 minutes, a great way to start your day in God's Word. It's on Channel 7 at 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. Tune in.
My favorite thing about Phenix City is the citizens. This is a great hometown, and it wouldn't be as great as it is if the people in Phenix City weren't as good of people as they are. It could have something to do with the fact that we're in the Bible Belt, or just that we've all been raised by great families. But this is a great place to live, and I love it.
Join us each week with Minstrels on the Block, hosted by Brian Mallard. Each week we feature local artists here in the Valley area, keeping you up to date to what's going on in the local music scene. Watch Minstrels on the Block Thursday nights at 10 p.m. on EATV Channel 7. Watch Focused on East Alabama Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. on EATV Channel 7.
Well, I really enjoy this lake. The geese, the ducks, the seagulls. It's really refreshing and relaxing. You ought to come try it.
Well, folks, welcome back to Order Up, and I'm back in the dining area with Miss Martha and Mr. Grady. So I'm going to try some of this because this looks fantastic, and I love the fact that you guys do this bite size already. That's one of the difficulties of a scrambled dog, is it's so big and sometimes messy. So let's try this here, and the homemade slaw just smells incredible.
The messier, the better is what we like. It's like eating a taco. If you don't get it all over you, it ain't no good. So we do really like to enjoy new people trying this out and watching their expression on their face.
I'll tell you what, that homemade chili and the slaw really make this thing unique. I mean, that is just incredible.
Thank you very much. And then big swig of Coca-Cola in the little glass bottles, which are iconic also. So that's a good wash down.
Is that good product placement? If I may, what is your the address here?
812 14th Street.
812 14th Street, and your hours of operation?
11 a.m. to 6:45 p.m.
And that's Monday through Saturday. You closed on Sunday. Sorry, I'm gonna try this half a dog.
Okay, and if you want to call in an order, our phone number is 334-298-9247. And call in anytime. We'll have your order waiting for you, hot and ready. So, yeah, get it all over. And we also have a Facebook page also, and it's under 14th Street Grill. The Street Grill is spelled out so that It'll be easier to find. And we have a menu on there, and then you can post if you like us or not, and make posts, and you'll be able to maybe see us with our URL for this advertisement here
For the
too.
show, yeah,
For the
definitely,
show.
definitely.
For the Order Up show, yes. So come visit us online or come in personally, and we'll be ready for you. We're just like family. We don't have a bunch of neon signs and flashing this or antique that. We just like it homey. If I could remodel, I'd put recliners in here with end tables with a big screen TV to make
Make it
people
feel like
more
home.
home. Yeah, right.
I'll tell you what, folks, you've got to try 14th Street's scrambled dog and their half dog. The slaw, I can't rave enough about it. It is very unique, and it's got a great flavor. Well, that wraps up another episode of Order Up. Tune in next time when we highlight another great locally owned restaurant here in the Valley area. I'm Phil Vongsavang, and remember, support your local business and dine local.